So, hey, hi. If someone comes in here, I changed this mic because I was like singing the other night. I was making laundry and singing, and yeah. Let me know how it works. I don't think anyone is in here now, and it's New Year's Eve, and I think maybe this will be too a bit too loud, or maybe it's. Hey, someone is in here. Can you say if you hear me, or if it's too loud for the mic, so it just makes crackly sounds? Or no, that one couldn't. Okay, I will just try doing it this way. Otherwise, I have to repeat it. But anyways, it's New Year's Eve, and I've almost always had animals. So to me, it's a common thing to be at home then, to care for them, so they aren't afraid. Here, I don't hear a lot, but and she is also laying under the blanket in my bed, sleeping. I gave her lots of fish before, so hopefully she will be out for the night. Okay, so this first, I will stay here if someone comes in. I guess people have other things to do, but if anyone comes in, I will sit here for a while after I've done this. This is for uh, a woman, her name is Victoria, which is interesting because the central card here for her, symbolizing herself and symbolizing also. Oh, by the way, I maybe should tell you what deck this is. It's called the Vision Quest Tarot. It's beautiful. Anyway, so she got 6 of fire, which is then wands, or here it's arrows for victory, and her name is Victoria, as I said. And it also is a summary kind of the year to come. It will be so victorious, and all arrows go in one direction here, pointing towards the sun. Like bringing this, there is a sunflower behind them, bringing this herself, I feel it is, up. I mean, helping this energy of the arrows of the fire, help this flower that she is to grow, and she's drawn to that which fulfills her potential. She will feel very victorious this year, and also I guess it have been so far as well. To some degree, they are very very beautiful, but by the way, and the back as well, they're like purplish. It's like the vast sky, and there is a golden eagle flying, kind of tiny in this sky with stars. It's beautiful. So, yeah, that's the central card for this year for her. So then I will see for each month, and also some sort of summary of what this is. But it's a lot going on, but it's gradual, and this growth is, although it's pulling upward, is pulling her to shine and to flourish. It still is organic. It's nothing that she has to strive for, so to speak. All right, so let's see now. Oh, I just had to do a few cards here, but I didn't. All right, so I take each month first. First, for January now, then there is 7 of fire, which talks about endurance, and here these ones are they glow, but they don't have fire, or it's fiery because of that glow. But yeah, I will come back to that. But it seems like there may be some. I guess this represents people actually in your life that may, to not tell it too harshly. If anyone wants to shout here, you can do that. But I will keep focusing on this layout for Victoria now for a while. Anyway, so there are certain people who want to kind of make a trip, or would like that you weren't on top. Maybe jealousy, maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason. But they can't reach you, they can't affect you. Hej! Hej där! Nu kan jag prata på svenska. Vill du prata svenska? Om någon kommer in som är engelsk så kan jag göra det. Det här är då för Victoria, men du kan lyssna. Och sen efter typ 40 minuter ungefär. Hi, happy new year to you too. I was speaking Swedish for a while, if Maria is still here. If she wants me to, she can write if she wants me to. Otherwise, I continue in English so everyone understands. And anyways, I mean, this is for Victoria. Yeah. I will do this for like 40 minutes for anyone who have the patience to hang in. After that, you can ask questions yourself, okay? If you want to, of course. I used to push them on you though, Percy, but anyways, okay. So, yeah, there are certain people, they are beneath you, so to speak, Victoria. So, there is a sunrise here for you, although it can feel a little bit disturbing for you, like as if they block your path, but they don't. So a little bit like that in January, but it's all good. They can't bring you down. They can't influence the energy of you or so on. And then, yeah, February, Ace of Water, which is then Ace of Cups or Chalices or, the Holy Grail. It's like water overflowing. This is very much love overflowing. Still, it's contained. I mean, it's not fully contained because this is like a flood of water, and it also pours over this cup, you could say. So it's beginning to show, but it's still more so a potential than something manifested. But it's good emotions. You feel really good inside. And also you receive a lot of love. It comes to you. It fills you up. So, yeah, it's very beautiful. I think this is also contrary to the this February flow of emotions. Could be also some tears, but they are like, in a way, happy tears. They are releasing. They are, yeah, good emotions still. And then March, I will first go through them a little bit quicker and then maybe slower. Yeah, then we have Four of Earth, which then it says security here. And it just shows actually a sort of a minor medicine wheel, you could say, actually, with stones, like they used to lay them, if you have seen those images or someone has seen them. Yeah, so, and there is a flower in the center also, pointing in the four directions and so on. I think you will feel very solid, very stable in all ways. They're also similarly, or similar things that look almost like coins here, which is often the element of earth or pentacles then. And this also shows that you will have what you need. You don't have to hold on to things very tightly or be worried in any way. Yeah. So that's all good. Since you got the Victory Center card, all will be good probably. April then, we have some clouds here. It's rather thoughts, nothing worse than that, though it says doubt in this deck. So yeah, I mean, it's like rain weather or stormy weather that passes by. Don't pay too much attention to your doubts. Don't let them influence you too much. I mean, it's natural that these things may come in waves, but you can handle it. So I think also maybe because things are going so well, you may start to behave like that towards yourself a little bit. The criticism and so on you have got there in January, or people around you, that may be something that you a little bit turn on yourself when things feel too good for you. Not too good, but I mean, feel very good. It's like, wow, can everything be like this? When is the backlash? A little bit like that. Okay. Then we have May. Here's a small medicine wheel, which is in this deck. It's a, I think it's a white. It looks like an eagle, but I don't think they're often white. I don't know. It's beautiful. Sometimes that just shows that it's a spiritual animal, sort of. And here it's called the small medicine wheel. The large medicine wheel in this deck is the universe card, number 21. So this is number 10. And this is also the wheel of fortune. This is good luck, all the good things. And here is also this, I mean, this is, as I said, Vision Quest. This is the imagery and the symbology in it is Native American, obviously. So it's not so surprising that it's a medicine wheel, though. But still, it's different than the medicine wheel I work with mostly. Here's the eagle and the, what is that even? The coyote, I think, and the, what is that? The buffalo used to be one, right? But there's one. And the bear in various directions. I think the coyote is in south, the bear in west, and the buffalo in north, and the eagle in east. So, anyways, it's good things coming towards you. Very, very good things. So it's also turning of the wheel here in May. I mean, I guess it also relates to the previous month where you have had some doubts there in April. Maybe you feel like you should more or like push things or so on. But you are really on a good path. Maybe you feel a little bit stuck there also with the 4 of earth energy, it's security. Maybe that also make you want to shake things a little bit so things happen, and they will. Here in May, things turn even more so to the better. And then June, 10 of earth, everything is better and better and better for you, Victoria. So yeah, I mean, all good things overflow. It's like you have everything and more so prosperity in all kinds of ways, also in the family life and in, yeah, you feel so blessed also, I feel. And not only feeling, I mean, this is 10 of earth, so it's manifested, it's material also, but it's just awesome. This is the best this kind of year reading I've ever done. So let's see, June, let's say June, right? July, we have daughter of earth. This may be one of your daughters, maybe. I know you have that. So maybe that actually symbolizes one of them. If so, or maybe you have a daughter and a son actually, but then it's the daughter then. Maybe this is daughter of earth. So this may, it can mean other things, but now I take it like that. I think this person have matured quite some here in July and found a new, become more solid and more grounded, you know, since it's of earth. Calmer. Something is calming down. She's like harmonious, calm here. Maybe also the contact and so on is really good here, or something around her, but it's positive. It's very positive here. And depending on her age, then maybe also, I mean, we naturally mature, whatever age, of course, or kids I do, but yeah, this year or these months until then, like a half of a year, would have changed a whole lot when it comes to her here. Do you hear me a lot? I mean, do you hear me good, Percy? I had to change this mic a bit because it was like I was singing last night when I was doing laundry and I was recording. I mean, gosh, it was like at late at night. I was up until 3:30 or something, and yeah, I had to like change because it just made crackly sound, so I had to change this. And now when I try to change it back, I don't recall how it was. So tell me if it makes weird sounds. Anyway, so that's that. July and August then. We have the father of air, I'm guessing this would then be, I mean, I take it the simple way out here, but I think it would be the father in the family, maybe. It could be your father or someone else that have either is born in an air sign or something, but also it could be someone that is a little bit stern or harsh. Sometimes this father of air can be. So there may be, I mean, it's a positive card overall. It's very logical and clear. Oh, good. Awesome. Anyway, so yeah, he's riding here on a horse. But it could mean that also, since the daughter here came beforehand, maybe he does not understand her perfectly here. Because these are so, I mean, air stirs up earth, or, so on. Maybe that's why they are there. So that's not, that have nothing to do with you, but maybe there could be some hardships for him to deal with there, with the daughter changing somewhat. Like, I'm not sure here. But otherwise, it's very logical. It could also represent you. Obviously, both these could represent you, but I think this is family related, since also this 10 of Earth here. And since it came up as, I don't know what he's born in, what sign. Maybe that's the only thing it wants to say, so it's him. Maybe it also, no, it's a father. So it's the father. It's not the son. But if he's not an air sign, then probably he could be a little bit sharp or so on, just so you know. But you won't be affected by it, I don't think, a lot. But I mean, this could also be logical, maybe that is the problem also sometimes when it comes to certain things, when there are misunderstandings or you can't explain certain aspects of what you do or feel or think, because someone else may be more so in the logical way, functioning like that. So it could be some little bit of a disconnect in understanding, maybe because of this clear card there. But yeah, as long as you're aware of that in August. And I don't think you can change him. That's a good thing to know. You have his set ways. This one, I mean, air can easily be changed, but not the king of, or the father of air. So just let him think he's right. I mean, in his own mind, you can do whatever or think whatever. So September, then we have 10 of fire, which is oppression. And this is interesting, coming with this father of air. This is something that can be pretty heavy to go through or pass through, like as if you won't cope with it, maybe connected to him then. Everything else seems very good here. And maybe also it's so disturbing, the things he does not understand. I'm not trying to project things on him here, but I think because that king of air could sometimes be oppressive. So therefore I wonder when this card come after here. Here it's a little bit, not a little bit, it's quite heavy for you to carry something, to pull through with something. I don't know exactly what, but it could be related to him and to some misunderstandings also, maybe. I will go back to that. And October, then fire of earth. No, that's not this deck. I have a deck where there is like that, fire of earth or something like that. That's so wow. I like them, but anyways, this is 5 of earth, which says insecurity. And actually this whole autumn thing relates to the relationship with this man, who could be your father or someone else, elder in your family or something. But probably, if not your father, then probably the father of your kids, or the father in your home. Because here it's called insecurity then, but still it's like, here there are some birds outside of a house and there are some corn. what does it say? Usually this card is those who can't reach each other in a relationship, like they they struggle to continue to keep it together, but they can't communicate. They feel like shit, honestly, and they feel like they are left out in some sort of way. Both, I mean, it's just, it feels like a struggle, and it's not what any of you wish for here, I'm sorry to say, but you have the victory card there at the center anyway. So um and this can also change. It's not set in stone, but it's here in the vibration right now anyways, or when I did lay out these cards. Okay. Okay. uh October. So I think maybe you question in this insecurity. Maybe you also get influenced, or you get insecure related to yourself, or what you think, or what you should choose, or whatnot. But it could also be that you question actually to keep going, and maybe that have been beforehand here, and maybe that's why also this Father of Air shows its face, so to speak, because everything is going well. I mean, you feel prosperous and good in all ways. And maybe that is also the Three of Air in April. Here, oftentimes that's also a heart pierced by three swords, like sorrow. So maybe even though things are very well at the base of things, let's say in your life, maybe there is some sadness in your heart related to your relationship or something, or I mean, it could be in another relationship. You have the key to the cards. I don't interpret this in a mediumship way. I just try to read the cards. Okay, so yeah, this autumn can be a little bit tough connected to this topic, whomever it is about. And it can influence your sense of self-esteem and so on, because you feel as if you should. This daughter could even indicate you in that case, but anyways, like as if you should listen to those logical arguments or something else. Someone who tried to make you think in a certain way. This oppression card, but I mean, you don't speak the same language. Yeah, whomever it is. And then November. Then we have Three of Fire. So this is a really, really good card here. It's like new horizons opening up. Um, well, it says integrity. So I think here you have questioned yourself, and for quite some time actually, here before in April as well. But here you start to get back into what you really feel. These are like three, I don't know what they are actually, but three something like you could call them staffs, but it's not like wands exactly, but it's like something from the, I mean, plants, or I mean, stuffs are from plants, so never mind. But anyways, so and they are glowing actually. Their aura is like fiery around them, but these are potent energy sort of representing. And you have made a knot around them. You those three you tie together. Maybe you and the kids, I don't know. But it could be something else. It could be you and your what is the word for that? Like, not like integrity, but your, oh, here is there something. Good, good to see you. I will, if you're done with that later, after like 20 minutes or so, I will be done with this, or maybe quicker. But good to see you. Bye, night, night. If you have gone already, okay. Work, aren't you like partying? Is that what you mean by jobs? Yeah, and then you can ask questions also. I have 2 cards left here, but I will try to, uh, summarize it also. So these 3, they're out in the desert, but integrity here also shows that this is a spiritual energy, and that you really trust yourself and what you think about things. And this can also be 3 different kind of, what is the word, like, not ethics, but ways of viewing things and so on. You know how you see things, and you like come back to that, so you won't budge, so to speak. And then the last December for the year, that's 3 of earth, which talks about growth. And here it's 3 seeds that are planted in the soil, and one is starting to sprout here. Actually the 3 are, but one have like sprouted more. No, it had like 3, not blades, what are they called, like leaves. In Swedish it's like blades. Anyway, so it's very protective, and also I see behind there in the shadow, not in exactly shadow, but behind there are 3 large trees with lots, I mean, a strong, God, or what are they called, the whatever, and the branches and so on. They are very, very grounded, and they are also from the fire of earth, kind of, that they get this energy. I mean, this is so beautiful. And somehow I think that you might have 2 kids. Somehow I get these 3 of fire and these 3 of earth related to the previous cards. This is like, I don't know, I mean, you connect very well with them anyways, however the rest goes. Maybe you want to ask some private questions about this afterwards. That's okay, Victoria. But this is really, really good. It will be so awesome. It's like also the whole planting. First of all, in the 3 of fire, you are like hanging in the air a little bit, although tightly knit, or like there is a, what is it called? Well, there is a ribbon around you, the 3 of you, that so that you hold together, but you are like floating in the air in a sense here in November. But in December, you have planted yourself in the soil, as I said, and also started to root yourself there. So maybe this could indicate a move. I'm not trying to like stress you with my interpretations here. And maybe it's something else, but I mean, that is the indication I get from the cards. Oh, I have to cough, so I will just briefly mute this. So I will take some coffee also. Yeah, so, and I think this autumn, with certain struggles, in particular September and October. It will start a little bit in August, I feel. I mean, it will like start to be a little edgy, maybe. And then in August, and then in September, it goes like overboard, maybe sometimes, or something, or it's something that you really don't accept or don't feel is okay, and which also make you question yourself here in yeah, that was September, October then. Or even question a relationship maybe then. But the cards in November, December, they are really good, although there is some as I said, you're floating in the air there still. You wait for an answer, maybe an answer of a it could be all kinds of things, jobs, apartment, whatever, or wherever to live. Or since this is, the whole thing with rooting yourself is like in December there, so I make that connection somehow. But I don't know. As I said, this can mean many things. So, okay, so what do I see more? So, as I said, the victory and fire card is in the center, and that this fire and this flower that you are, that is pulling up now, growing and like unfolding all your beautiful colors and shining out into the world and not holding back and not adjusting to what others feel is the right way to be or whatever. Um, just shining in your own light, and you are very successful. I mean, it's victory. People look up to you and they see this. They see that you it's not like coming out of the closet, but it's like, in the sense of being yourself. Yeah. And people admire that. There are many people who like you and adore and admire you. Absolutely. So, and look up to you in many ways, cheer you on. I mean, yeah, you have a lot of support. And there are those few there at the beginning that try a little bit to snuff your fire, but they won't have a chance or succeed with that. So, and also alongside with this strength that you have inside that pull you uh, upwards or to show more of yourself, let's say, that also makes new ideas come to form. I mean, new emotions, new this water in the February card with these waters going in 3 different streams, and it's like this have waited for long. It had almost been like on ice. Hey, Shaylee. I'm good. I think it's just you and me here. Happy New Year. Yeah. In like 12 minutes or so, I'm done with this. I'm doing a full year reading for someone, maybe before, but otherwise you can check in then if you want to pull multiple cards. And so, yeah. So I believe that it is almost like is as if a lake have been uh, this ice start to melt. It have been ice, and now these emotions that have been shut down kind of start to flow, and it's not like I mean, you just get new ideas from your overflowing new emotions where you want to maybe travel, whatever, all kinds of ideas. You get a little bit more adventurous, I think, or want to try new things. And yeah, yeah, but it's really good though. My day have been great. Yours then? Yeah, anyway, so that's what I see here. I wanted to see whatever kind of um, uh, what majors and what elements this is. So you have a lot of fire, obviously, and also kind of a lot of earth. It's mainly fire and earth, and there is some air cards here. I think the only air card that belongs to you, that is the April, with these doubts that start to come in. Maybe doubting yourself somewhat because you feel stuck here, as I said, in March. Although it's just good, things are perfectly fine. Things are so solid and good, but you doubt if that is enough probably for you, since this flow of energy that you feel inside, the creativity that wants to. Oh, good to hear. I'm glad to hear. I mean, okay, yeah. So, I think I won't pull cards for Victoria, whom this is for. I will just, if you want to ask privately, you can ask, and then I will pull cards for you then. Because I don't want it to expose too much also. Yeah. And the medicine wheel is the only that is the only major I think you have here actually. which is interesting also because there are quite some 13 cards. Yeah. Um, yeah, and it's very good that you have this water. I mean, that you connect more to your emotions here. Especially in February, maybe also related to things that have been concerning these people that you have to kind of endure, if you understand. Yeah, so yeah, in May, this Wheel of Fortune, the small Wheel of Fortune, will turn things in a good direction. I mean, the small medicine wheel, it's called here, yeah. But it's like yeah, the fate or destiny or so on. Show, I mean, it will come good things towards you then. And it will be super good. And what I was going to say at the end here was that, okay. Anyways, I don't know if I see same things again and again. Anyway, so yeah, what I was going to say is that this victory card, even this tough, may be tough. I mean, things can change until the autumn, of course. But as it seems to be now, the flow of energies and so on, and the events, then that will also be, I mean, a part of this victory actually, and your strength, and you coming forth. It's nothing bad. It can be tough and so, but it's not bad, and it will not lead to something bad. It will lead to good things, and no one will be harmed. Maybe someone's ego, but nothing. None of you will come to harm here. Uh, it's good. I mean, it's really good. I mean, this oppression card, I can't talk for in that sense. You shouldn't stay in a situation where you feel like this, especially if it goes to like not only not understanding, but to mocking someone or, oh, someone is calling me. I have to mute a second. Wait. Hello. This is my former husband that I still love forever. And yes, I'm proud to be. Oh, good. So I will call him later then when I've done this. So yeah, yes. Bye bye. I just want to send you a New Year's present. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it is sort of the love of my life. We are like I fell in. I'm not good. Okay, I should do this layout now. But he is. I met him when I was 20, and we remember both of us the first moment. I mean, we didn't talk until maybe at least kind of months after or something, I think. And then I was super shy. I'm never shy. I don't like to be like on stage or stuff like that. Then I almost feel like I would die. But I mean, when it comes to normally being shy, that's nothing I ever feel. But a few times in my life, and when it comes to him, I was like, I was so, I don't know. First moment when I saw him, I was lost. I mean, literally lost. Where I was going to find where the people went that I moved to the different city and I couldn't find my way, and so on. And he pointed that out. And our eyes, when they met, it's like they locked. I just knew that I've known him forever, kind of. And then we were friends and I moved a little bit and so on, but we stayed in contact and so on. And we did hang out now and then. Also, then after a while, when I stopped being, I was so shy. So when I met him on the street, I went to into another street because I couldn't cope, like seeing him. I guess like embarrassed or I don't know, stressed. I couldn't deal with it. I adored him so much, and I still adore him equally much. Anyways, so yeah, then after like 10 years we got married, or we fell in love and got married. So, and then a lot of other things happened and so on, but we have never not been close. We love each other and always did. So even though we separated for, actually it was practical reasons, because I was so sick at the time. First of all, it was because of that. I wanted to move up north to meet my family before I should die, kind of stuff. But then I don't know, things happened and so on. But we have never been not best friends. He is awesome. He's a Sufi, by the way. He is wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I could talk about him for like ever. I mean, actually, I could. He opened up the world to me in so many ways. Yeah, I would probably do that. He actually told me that I could say anything uh, about him or about our relationship or about. I've asked him since I do these public things. Anyways, never mind that then. Yeah, maybe I should go on and talk about him. No, I shouldn't, but he's absolutely one of my super best friends. I guess my absolutely best friend is another guy that I've always just been friends with. We are like soul connected. Our souls are like totally. Uh, yeah, we love each other in a soul kind of way. Uh, anyway, so yeah, isn't that beautiful? Anyway, so the other friend, he we have never had a relationship. So that's, and he mirrors me so well. He knows exactly when I start to say something. He can like interpret me before I understand myself. Like he have always been that way. So I don't know. I love that. He's like very straightforward also. Yeah. Anyways, so I will stop talking about him now. I just want to. He just says to him, "Do you want to say hello or something to you?" To be no, I rather not. I'm just yeah. You can do it. Yeah, he's not one who likes that. But anyways, mm-hmm. So Victoria again. I will just summarize this. So it will be an awesome year overall. This Six of Fire, the victory card, is central. So this is like, I will tune in for a second just to feel if I get some mediumship message to her that is not too personal, since there are people on the tarot page that I have who knows who I'm doing this for. So I will just tune in a little bit. Yeah. So I get a message for her just to take it easy. It's like, I think this is also about the life force, the fire, to feel that you don't drain yourself, rather let yourself be filled, as well as because otherwise the thoughts can start to spin. So it's really important to do that. Also, then it's also easier to see clearly what we need to do or want to do. So let's see now. Yeah, they repeat that. Take it easy, take it easy. So that's the major message from the spirit world to Victoria here. And I think also there was no accident. He usually, I mean, we talk often and a lot, but it's not. I don't think ever he used to call when I do these things, and I do them quite frequently though. And so I think that may have been a message to her here also, that it doesn't have to be the end of the world or even the communication. Maybe for a while, if people split, I'm not saying this mean this, but it could mean this, the autumn thing here. But sometimes it's just it's just an organic process, that too, and it could even be better. Oh, sorry, I just had someone. Gosh, I get so jumpy myself. It was like before. I wanted to stop this like after 45 minutes around that. So I put the timer on. Anyways, so yeah, I think I'm done for now, and she can ask me questions afterwards. But it's overall, although I emphasize this troublesome period a little bit, it's still overall very, very super positive, more so than I think I've ever seen in a year layout that I've done. So yeah, I hope this makes sense, and I have photographed this image. They are very beautiful cards. If ah, as I said, it's the Vision Quest tarot. So, anyways, now I'm done with that. Ooh. So now I can ramble like I used to do. Hey, Shaylee. Ooh. Yeah. So, do you have a question? I have some. I'll see whatever decks I have close by. Not too many, actually. Maybe I have to stretch a bit to pick up. I can see I had some cards. I was actually doing some layouts before. Today, I will just pick up. I'm sorry for bad sounds. Uh, oh, just general. I will just pick up the what kind of cards I have here. Okay. And also, actually, uh, him him that I was talking about now all the time. I mean, he knows me very, very well, and I mean, it's very interesting. I'm not saying that I'm so easy all the time. I wonder just where all the other cards are now. Anyways, I'm not saying that I'm so easy always, but I'm not easy in that way. But I mean, like, easy to deal with. I can be very irritating and pressuring, I guess. People have said that, and he, for one, have also said that. Actually, I've heard that quite recently from someone also, that I put people in the corner, like in that Dirty Dancing. But anyways, I kind of like to do that, but I don't. They don't like it, and I have to like think about that. But anyways, what I was going to say is that he knows me so well, and he does not like anything. I mean, he have always everything with me. How awesome! I mean, to experience that with someone who just, I mean, he can see that there are things that could maybe change or whatever. It's not that he is. I mean, he is very straightforward. I get truth from him, but it's very sweet to have felt that it was very healing when I met him after a quite destructive relationship beforehand. So that also had its healing purposes. So, oh, you are sad. Wait a second. I will just pick up the decks that I used today when I met someone and was laying cards. Talking to Heaven, Goddess Guidance, and Crow Tarot. I have to put these Vision Quest on the side because I just had these cards that I had in the layout. So the Archangel Power Tarot cards, the Crow Tarot. I maybe said that, but also the Tarot of Mystical Moments and the Wisdom of the House of Night. I'm soon done. I'm so sorry. And then I have some shamanic cards and life purpose and yeah, that was. Oh, maybe one more. I have another native deck that is called Medicine Woman tarot deck, and then I have yeah, but I wish you weren't sad. So, are you interested in, or I mean, do you want to pick a pile of these? I'm not a pile. I mean, what deck you prefer? Or I see some other decks also, but I have to go and get them if so. But these were a few, so maybe you can choose one of those. What is that you pick? Oh, I take the crow first, the crow tarot for you. This is very clear. I got this deck from my mom. I think it was last Christmas, if I don't recall wrong. I really love them. And I don't have time to use all the cards, and also I don't need to use cards, obviously. But I like them sometimes, especially when with other people, because I mean not especially with others, also especially with myself, because I want to maybe not see what I need to see sometimes, and they show it in my face, so to speak. And also when it comes to others, they can see it instead of me saying what I see inside myself. They don't see that. So it's a confirmation that I totally understand that people would want sometimes, although I'm more sharp or more on point as a psychic, even, I think. Although, I mean, good for this also. Queen of Pentacles comes up here. That's actually me. I mean, a Taurus, so I'm born in a earth sign. I feel very much. I have a Scorpio nature as well, very much so, and Aquarius. Anyway, so what are your birth? What do you say? Star sign? Do you say that? Sun sign is what you say. Yeah, clarity sometimes. Yeah, it's very good. So maybe this is you, but then you are very stable. Are you born in one of the earth signs? You're Pisces. Oh, oh, yeah. I think you've said that before. Yeah, I forgot. I'm so sorry. All the water. Yeah. So this would be me then, the uh, more solid and also more slow, and maybe also I've met when it comes to very watery signs. I'm not. I can be pretty emotional, maybe, but usually not so much. So uh, when people speak in an emotional language, I think they can sometimes feel like I walk all of them, because I mean I don't mean like if someone say they are sad, but I mean like if they want me to understand something else than their words say and so on. I I pick it up, but I just don't. I don't put a lot of emphasis on it. I think oftentimes. So, and I can feel that sometimes when I'm with others that have a lot of water, that the discommunication sometimes is. I'm not talking about you. I just mean some. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Virgo is Earth. Yeah, it was someone else who had all those. All the water, or was it you? There was someone the other day who wrote how many percent of their chart was like watery, and maybe it was someone else. Yeah, like 80% or something. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it could be you also then. This Queen of Earth. Okay, a general card anyway. I'm just shuffling here. These are very beautiful. It looks like feathers almost on the back or something. See if something comes for you. Just for now, that is, right? Maybe not this deck, anyways. Or do you want for the year to come? Here, I think this card, Page of Pentacles. This is reversed. This could be a young person. Are you very young? I guess I've asked this before. I'm sorry if I don't remember what anyone that I don't know of have said, aside from those who have been with me for like many years. Let's see now. The Page of Pentacles reversed here may manifest in the form of blockage. Take the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position as a warning. It's time to ask yourself if your enthusiasm has waned, or does your desire require more dedication than you are willing to give? Wow. You're 38. Yeah, but it was just that it was a page. But I think this maybe, since you said also you were sad, that comes along, I guess, with oftentimes that doesn't come at the same time as being enthusiastic, I guess. So it says that there is a blockage in this reverse position, a warning. It's time to ask yourself if your enthusiasm has waned. Or does your desire require more dedication than you are willing to give? I wonder if this is related to the sadness. I mean, if you, whatever the desire is that makes you sad, if you understand, maybe the sadness is that you start to maybe realize that it requires more dedication than you are willing to give. Has me in isolation and I'm sick of it. A spirit doesn't have you in isolation. What do you mean? Spirit doesn't isolate people. It's you. Maybe you push, yeah, on something you want. What is that? I mean, what was the questions before? It was related to some relationship, right? Maybe you, maybe, maybe you aren't as enthusiastic about this as you wish you were, sort of, because it takes too much work or dedication from you, or maybe it's something else than that. But I thought about that since it was on the forefront of your questions previously. Hmm. So, oh, oh, yeah, then you know the answer to that. Okay, so we have that question answered. Hmm, maybe it was that then. So do you want an advice or something from the cards? What to do? Since that seemed to be a little bit tough place to be in. Not so little. It seems to be very. I'm kind of enthusiastic all the time. I'm like those hyper. I'm almost like manic people that never gets the downs. A card for this coming year. Yeah, yeah. It's nothing you can like really decide like that. Even I guess. Yeah, it's very hard to try. I mean, I've been in places where I felt very different from now, many times in years, and so on, back and forth mainly. But still, I mean, it's not that there is something you should blame yourself for, because you obviously didn't, even if we subconsciously sometimes choose to be in situations. I don't know if you know the law of attraction and that stuff. Have you heard about that? Or maybe you are very acquainted with it. Or law of mirroring. Yeah. Then they talk about when we are in that space, also that it's an compass, that the emotions is this compass. Maybe this is important for the other person I was laying this for the whole year for also, because of the need to listen to your emotions where they want to flow. I mean, what feels a little bit easier, what feels like relief, not if it's like medications, maybe sometimes that's needed, but I mean, what I mean is that when we are on this, but in this bad spot, I just recently also heard another woman. She got really rich, and she had gone through all kinds of terrible, tough things. And sometimes I feel, I mean, I'm not just thinking about money or so on, but I mean, sometimes it seems like the buildup of want, which is this attraction, this vibe, that becomes so strong when we are in a very bad place. So sometimes, quote unquote, it's good sort of to I mean, meanwhile, it's not standing still. It's something happening, although it doesn't maybe feel so for you. Still, there is this want to not be in that situation get more and more and more compact, that the life force eventually have to push in a different direction. So sometimes the seemingly bad end of the spectrum, let's say, of or the pendulum, can really be the thing that's make a swing in the total a different direction. So, but anyways, I will pull a card for the coming year here first. Do not an advice, like we can get one later. I will just pull a card for the coming year. I will continue with this deck as long as you don't want me to change. Okay, Ace of Sword reversed. Wow. And I really feel this in my heart, like pain, like like it's almost not hit me in the heart, but like wow, because this also becomes oftentimes it's pointed upwards, and now it's like downwards or towards yourself. I think I will read what it says here also, but my thought when I get this card now is that you turn things inward. Yeah. You turn things inward. So when things, maybe sometimes you need to actually turn anger or, I mean, project outward things that aren't good. I mean, express yourself. These are like thoughts and words and so on, sorts, when you have like, what do you say? Like, what is the word? Not integrated. That's not right. Like if people have said bad things, and so we can kind of take over that and tell it to ourselves without knowing that we are the ones doing it now. And so, but anyways, I will see. Here it says, the Ace of Swords reverse suggests that you are having a hard time completing a project because there is a lack of vision. It's similar actually than the previous card about the lack of enthusiasm, the lack of vision. I also do this alchemy therapy, as I call it. It's called solution focused brief therapy. I don't know if you've heard about it, or if you can Google it, what it is, and or if it's possible to find where you are at, or maybe, I mean, if you even are interested, or if it will work. But I think it's a fabulous way to work with a thought. I mean, to work with anything, actually, honestly. But anyways, because then you focus very much on this vision also. I mean, how can you be enthusiastic if you don't see visions? You have to have a vision of what you want or so on. So I need to cough. I will just mute it a second. So yeah. Yeah, that's what it says. So I guess this goes to, since you asked, yeah, I can, yeah, you heard what I say. So sometimes they write it just like this. No, no, no. I do it wrong. I mean, like this. Solution focused brief therapy. If you just write those, you will find it. Anyways, yeah, that's you don't dig, because if you feel like you do now, I mean, it's not that it's wrong. I mean, it's not like think positive, blah blah blah. It's not like that. It's rather that sometimes it's not the right time when we feel very low and feel like we are in a ditch, or like in a, what do you call that, like you should stop digging when you are at the bottom, and rather yeah, I mean, we need to have some energy if we want to look at tough things or things that feels really bad. When we already feel very bad, sometimes we need first to get some energy back, let's say. um, but it differs what people feel that they need, though, but maybe it's good for you. Yeah, a vision. But as it says right now here, then, is that, yeah, there is some time, no, there is some project you want to complete, but it's this lack of vision that, yeah, make it difficult for you this coming year also. Shall I ask the card for an advice to you, maybe? Because obviously, this is not like set in stone. This doesn't have to be like this. This can change. Everything can and will change. Everything changes. Even when we don't see it in the outer, it's something happening. Yeah, okay. I will do that. I will continue with this same deck, although they were a little bit. That's why I avoid this deck, I guess. They can be very clear. And that's the problem doing it for myself sometimes. I mean, I can choose. Although the decks are more in my face than my own ideas, let's say, it's still possible to choose a deck that aren't all that straightforward like this one is. Okay, an advice for you to come then. This is the card. Okay, then we got Two of Swords reversed. I think I actually got this today myself. I don't remember what it was. I usually don't use the cards reversed, but in this deck I do. And as I said, I don't use this deck a lot. Two of Swords reversed is reversed. Is the problem with indecision is heightened. Yeah, I recall that now. I have a lot of options when it comes to almost all things that I want to do. I mean, there are so many things. I have a really hard time to choose. I don't know if that's the case for you, but for me, it's like out of enthusiasm. I'm so enthusiastic in all directions at the same time, and that's a problem. But for you, it may be because you have a lack of visionary enthusiasm. So how can you choose then? Okay, I will see more what it says. Problem with indecision is heightened. You are unable to find any clarity due to, this is an advice, but due to an overload of information, thus leaving you more confused and unable to figure out what is most relevant. So, my thought is that you maybe, I mean, I won't say that anyone shouldn't listen to my audios of cards, that would be dumb. But also, when you get a lot of information from various sources outside, that's a good thing generally. But as it says here, it's an overload, which make it I mean, it pulls you in different directions. Yeah. Or maybe it doesn't pull you, but it gives you different directions. So you don't know, since the other one said this, or you read the other thing or heard the other thing, and that's make it hard for you. So it's easier, obviously, the advice here, if I should try to interpret that, it's easier for you to be able to figure out what is relevant if you get less information, actually, because you have what you need for your decisions inside of you also. And that is actually a good thing with this therapy format I talked about, because then they don't give you direction, they follow they with certain questions, I mean, open questions, you are the one who like choose your goals, so to speak, and they help you find the way there by asking you questions. And they can ask questions like this, for example: how would it be if you knew what your goal would be like? How would that feel? Things like that. Things you never ever come up with asking yourself. So sometimes you find a direction or a path where it was none before. So yeah. So you have to make decisions, and it's difficult when you're not obviously enthusiastic or have visions. And the other thing with this therapy is that it not only help you find your vision, so to speak, with pulling it from within you. They are not giving you any direction. You are giving yourself the direction. You are figuring it out by answering the questions. And it's also good in the way that they don't choose the method you should use to reach your goal. That is also something you figure out by their questions. And that's a really good thing for you, I think. I would assume. I can't say. You should listen to yourself. But anyways, yeah. If it's a good one working this is a difficult thing. All the other things, for me personally, yeah. When it comes to other things that I do this also with people. Not very often, but I love it. I love to do it, and people get really helped by it also when I do it. But since my main, what can you say, uh, profession, or what I'm best at is the psychic or mediumship work, so I work with that mostly, but and shamanic and so. But when it comes to this, it's the most difficult in the sense that I should not get like, yeah, obviously involved in a sense, but I shouldn't, you know, I mean, yeah, steer the direction. I'm so used to doing that. When you work like this, you do. So I can't combine it. When someone want both cards and mediumship readings and so on, and this, that doesn't work together, because the path of this, what I call alchemy therapy then personally, but it's called what I wrote there, solution focused therapy, or solution focused brief therapy. So when I do that, they can't do the other things meanwhile. So they can't ask me for their answers. Meanwhile, they do that with me. So yeah. Anyways, oh, how interesting that it was the same for us though, but from totally different places. I'm overly enthusiastic, and that makes it very difficult to choose anything, because I feel like then if I choose anything, then the other options are gone. And I want them to. I want everything. I want it all. Yeah. And you want nothing, or you don't know what. Yeah. Anyways, it's interesting though. And interesting that I got this card today myself, actually. Yeah. So less information is better. Then you will know. Then you will start to listen inwards, and that's actually the aim with these things. At least for me. I mean, some people. I mean, I'm not saying you can't. I charge for this also sometimes and so on, but I mean, that's not my aim. My aim is with everything I do for the. I mean, to be a helpful guide to back towards their own answers, to not needing this. That's the aim, but still be of help or service. So you can help yourself by getting less information and see what happens. You can also, if it's difficult to do that, if you, for example, listen to others doing card readings or so on, or psychic reading or whatever, you can just decide a time frame to be without it. Like, I don't know, it depends on how often you do it, but if you say a week, a month, or whatever feels possible for you. Maybe in yoga we do like 40 days is when you get into a habit, or like out of a habit, I guess, also. And anyways, however long, and just see what happens, even for like a day or so on. Just not take in information or advice. Like, maybe you get very clear quickly about what you really want, and that will give you a vision, and that will also give you, probably gradually, but the focus you need to fulfill whatever project it was this, and also maybe the enthusiasm come gradually. I mean, oftentimes we also need to see some little signs. That's also part of this alchemy therapy or solution focus, is that oftentimes it's just when we see small signs that things are turning around, that they change, then when we get that kind of hope, that glimpse of hope, then everything suddenly is possible. But we have to see, I mean, actual things that results, like that it works. I mean, it doesn't have to be seen; it can be felt. But I mean that things are changing in the right direction, and then becomes like this snowball effect, or whatever you say. Things start to just then we don't, as it said in the beginning, it's like a block, and then it's not blocked, so the energy start flowing naturally. It's not flowing naturally now, you know. Yeah, yeah, I understand that you are there, and therefore you need to less information. Yeah, but it doesn't, it says that, I mean, this isn't a lonely bird sitting here with blindfold, actually, because you don't see clearly when you are in that experience that you are in. Also in the medicine wheel, I mean, this is actually the wrong time to say this to you, but I work also with the medicine wheel, and in that we also, I mean, we tell ourselves stories all the time. Oftentimes they actually are, we have picked them up also from others around us, what they say about us or whatever. But also we have our story connected to who we have been in life and where we ended up here and whatnot. But we actually can, we can change our thinking, because this is about thinking. That's why you feel what you feel, because you think in a certain way. But I'm not saying, I'm not like attacking you or blaming you. I'm just saying that um, if it's possible to see some, but I think this is a too big a step right now. But if it's possible to see, even just pretend that there is a purpose of things that have happened so far. I mean, personally, I've experienced that um, revealed to me. I don't think I would have trusted anyone saying it, but um, many things that have happened that I wouldn't want anyone to experience, or not myself, of course, at all. But still, they have led to all the good things that I wanted, and also led to me becoming who I wanted to be, or want to be, who I am, and still developing, you know, hopefully. But when I was there, when I felt super bad and those things, obviously I couldn't relate to that. I couldn't think like that then. But now, when things happens to me when they are very bad, I still meanwhile know that this is for my benefit. This I can turn around. You understand? I mean, it's only words for you right now, but it becomes like taking off the blindfold. Yeah, you do understand. But I don't want to like be like a preacher. I mean, I respect your, how you feel and where you are at right now. Absolutely. Um, yeah, I think also with this Ace of Swords, it's very much. I hope you find. I really hope you find someone to talk to that um, that can help you see these things. That you turn things inward that you maybe probably don't know. I mean, things that should probably be pointed to someone else. You kind of um, I don't find the right words here, but yeah, maybe integrate in a sense is a good word. It's like you take it on as if it's yours when it actually belongs to someone else, because it's sometimes very painful to see how, you know, there was a thing, I will tell you a little story here. Oh, you're welcome. Um, when I was young, very young, like let's say 12 or whatever. No, I was a little bit older, but I mean, I have found these diaries that I didn't know existed, but and I was I've written even when I was like 12 or whatever, very young, and I was so surprised about the things I read there. But one thing that it surprised me more than all the other things is how blinded I was. That's why I kind of sometimes sound very harsh when I talk about ditching some guys or whatever. And I'm not saying it from a place of knowing and doing all the right things myself. Absolutely not. I mean, not saying that there is a right or wrong way, just saying that I much more clearly see now when that's not right. And meanwhile, I read these. Where was I going with this? But anyways, I was so surprised how I did not know how bad I was treated. I wrote about these guys. I was like in my early teens then, and I had no clue at the same time. that they were like degrading or stuff towards me. I thought they were like friends maybe, or I was so blindfolded. I didn't see. And yeah, this is what I was going to say. Even long after, when I was like, yeah, let's say, yeah, like 30 years after, it was like then when I discovered it, I guess. uh I I was so, it was like painful to understand that fact. It really was painful in my heart to realize how I had not seen how I have been not bullied. I was not bullied, but I mean, in certain situations with certain people, what I had allowed, and not even knowing that I did. That was kind of a good thing, because my self-esteem or self-confidence was good, because I didn't even understand it. But afterwards, when I started to understand it was too, I mean, sometimes it takes uh, gradual time to be able to comprehend it, to be able to digest that people even have been bad towards you. It's easier to turn it inwards, as I did for many years, uh, when it came to shitty people, obviously. And it's such a liberating thing when you, I mean, it's not that you should project all things outwards. I mean, we have to take responsibility for our bad things. I mean, for example, now I've been very pressuring and irritating for someone way too much, since I'm this very overly enthusiastic one. And I know that, and I know that's on me. At the same time, I mean, I can see that, okay, I need to change certain things and so on, but I don't blame myself. I mean, we all have our things. So, but I also don't blame others all the time without seeing my part. I try really to see what's mine. But previously, I took on everything. And I think that's what you do, sadly. And I think you do it because it's right now too painful to see. Because it would be like as if it told something about you. It would be as if anyone treated you bad or does so, it would be as if they said that you were bad or something. But it's not. It only talks about them. It only says who they are. Nothing about you. I mean, the thing that it says is that, for example, in my situation, that I was blind. Obviously, I didn't see it, and some people do see it, but still don't have the tools to know how to prevent it or whatever. But still, I mean, there is no reason to blame in any kinds of directions, but it's much better to blame outwards in your case, especially because it will make you feel like this if you don't. And therefore I think you probably need support to feel the strength to see clearly, and to not uh, like not break apart. I won't use all the dramatic words, but I mean, I know how it can feel. And so I mean, we need someone to hold us up, so to speak, or to yeah, give love. As I said about him here on the phone, that I wanted to ramble around about. He showed me so many good things. Anyways, that unconditional love, that's like so wonderful. I mean, that healed so much that I didn't know needed healing even at all. And the respect he always given me, always, never anything else. And that was to me like, what is this kind of? I was almost surprised, actually. So I mean, yeah. So yeah, but it's there. It's nothing wrong with you. Sometimes it's patterns also. Since in my case, it's patterns that have followed me since early childhood. So and that's not my fault either, and not yours. Whatever the reasons are. Yeah, and you do imagine. I mean, that's painful too if we think it's not there. But it's actually if you can find that, I mean, oh, I know these, all the words, I would like want to smack my own face if I was where you can, maybe. But I mean, if you find a way to imagine that and know how that feels like and live as if that's true, even if it's not right now, just that that you give yourself that. I mean, I know this sounds back, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's, I mean, it sounds like it would give that which you seek, but it will. The more you boost yourself with lots of love, and also the right to be angry at people, even if you feel like, when we are also kids, we really need for survival, or at least that's how it feels like, really, are those are all, I mean, parents or whomever around us. And so we can't really protest or too much. I mean, we don't know what to do without, we can't like yeah, just be on our own when we are small. And that can be something that also lingers. So I mean, that feeling, I mean, so that it feels like, I mean, I have had that feeling many times, almost like, not that it felt like as if I died, maybe, but as if they died, if they, for example, left or whatever. And that was like so extremely distressing to me, that anxiety. Um, but I actually didn't need them, and I'm very, very happy that they left. And I wouldn't think I would say, I mean, I wouldn't let them back, even if they wanted to. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I know it's hard to imagine, but do. It's not like it's there are certain people that is for. Hi, Kat. Now she's awake. Hey, baby. I hope she will go to bed again. She have a lot of. Hi, someone else is here. There are a couple of here. Anyway, so before they, maybe if they start to shoot those stuff. Why are you laughing? Shoot the stuff. Anyways, yeah. Let's see. I have more coffee here, so I can sit here all night now. Hmm. And I have not slept even. I really need to take care of that, because as I said, I'm like a manic person that never gets the downs. But I probably would if I, for example, I didn't sleep many hours tonight, and I'm very awake. I mean, not awake like that, but maybe. But I mean, I have not felt tired, but I know I could go on like this, and that's not a good idea, because then I would obviously get those dips. Like, yeah, yeah, I understand that, actually. I do. And if it's possible to meanwhile like feel a little, I mean, feel love towards yourself, for because it's not on you. I mean, no one chooses that unless we feel it's the kind of only or best choice at the moment, if for the moment you may not see other paths or tools or whatever, how to deal with it, and it's not the worst thing. Sometimes, I mean, sleeping really heals things. We not only our physical body, I mean, it needs other things, but sleep is a really good thing, especially when we don't want to confront things. We get super subconscious or unconscious somewhat, but it still processes things within us, within our dreams and so on. So it won't stand still. But there is a need for those things I said before, yeah. And yeah, it cannot stay like that forever. One of the things that helped me when things were, I rather have been like that anxiety type rather than the depression type, where I have always been inspired in a way, but like felt really bad at the same time. So I'm not sure I really know what you are feeling. I don't think so. But still, I think that, what was I going to say now? Yeah, what helped me, Eckhart Tolle, I think it was like long, long ago. This was when I was like 25. I'm 52 now. So it's kind of exactly backwards. Yeah, anyways. Yeah. So he, I don't know, wherever I picked him up, actually. Maybe he was on Oprah even then. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was someone else. Gary Zuko, maybe? Someone. Anyways, someone said that you can always cope for this moment. And I thought, what? I mean, I have heard these things one day at a time and stuff, or 1 hour at a time. I couldn't like deal with those concepts. Actually, time is for me very difficult to even understand. But for the moment, right now, in the now, you survive, and that whole thing became like such a relief for me. So such a good tool, because I knew that oftentimes I was a lit a candle or something, even however bad I felt. And I knew that this moment, I mean, however bad, I mean, sometimes we also stress ourselves when it comes to all kinds of things that would happen in the future, obviously. And that kind of what probably anxiety many times is about. But I mean, anyways, the whole thing that I realized that however this is, even if this is bad right now, that feeling, I knew that I obviously survived this, because I'm here, right, in the now. So yeah, so it just gave me some focus and some calm in the midst of my whatever almost panic attacks or what I had. I could like find that tool helpful. Anyways, it may not be helpful for anyone else or everyone else, but that's a good thing, because it's often that make us go overboard, because we don't think that, as you said, that I'm lonely now or I feel lonely now. The whole loss of hope is this thing that it will continue like this, that this is what it is, and we feel we can't cope with that. But that's not the truth. That's imagination, but in all the more destructive ways. Like, but still, as I said before, this whole law of attraction thing, I mean, it still builds up the energy to pull you in a different direction. It does. But I wish you wouldn't have to feel like that. But it's part of living in this dualistic universe. Obviously, we can't feel good all the time, but we can learn to. As why I call it alchemy therapy also is because of that you can transform it. And now I know it ahead of time. I'm not saying that I know however I would react to something before, but I have been close to death. I've been exposed to a lot of things, and I know how I reacted then. But I can never be sure. I'm not the same exact person now, and I, I mean, I don't know for sure what I would do in similar situation. No one, I think, knows exactly for sure, but I know how I was, and I also know that all the things that have been the scariest for me, they have also made me most fearless when I've passed through them, because I survived. And even if I wouldn't have, let's say, I mean, I think that our spirits are eternal. So in yoga we say the unlimited creative consciousness. Oh, wow. And I mean, you are creative now. You are creating this. I mean, it sounds also like I blame, let's say, but I don't. I just mean that we are capable of creating all the bad stuff and all the good stuff. But it's not, absolutely not to point this sword even more so onto yourself. It's to remind you of your power that you are using at the moment now also, but it's turned to against you, let's say. So what happened when you died? If you want to share, you don't have to, of course. Really? Wow. I guess it's hard to explain how that's like, what that's like. Is that why you feel? I mean, my imagination that would be like that. I've always felt like I mean, this is like a journey. This is whatever. I love this. I want to stay here for a long, 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 long time if I can. But and I can obviously. But yeah, uh, and but I still feel like, oh, home. I mean, I know that this other world of bliss is close by, and I mean, I could return to it. It's like that's home, and I've known that always. I think, but I'm home in myself here as well. We can bring heaven here, but I mean, is that what you compare with, sort of, or did it feel like a good thing? It sounds like it when you say heaven. It was not hell, though. I don't believe in hell, by the way, but. What do they say like? I think I quoted wrong now. What do they not? Don't they say like, hell is empty and all the demons are here or something like that? Yeah, so true though. Oh, yeah. I've heard that several times actually. That people have. That's serious. You don't you have any help though? If you feel that bad, you should very much reach out to. I mean, there are various methods, and I'm not supporting all kinds of, as told you about. Like I was in contact with before I met that very early. Luckily, otherwise I would have been. I'm not saying you are going to be, but I would have been quite a wreck, I think. But I was in contact with a psychologist that uh, she asked me to. I mean, she wasn't bad. She was like into her, what she have learned and all that. But she wanted me to draw a timeline of all the bad things that had happened. And I mean, I guess there is a theory behind that is a good thing or something, that you get it in perspective or something. But it was like such an overload, and it didn't help. It was just getting things. I mean, it was way worse. I started to feel really worse. Um. Okay. Yeah. How awesome. What was the I mean, I was that the same time the other, you said 2 times? Oh. But because why? Because you have a mission here. I mean, you are here because there is something we need you. There is something you need here probably also. You need to discover certain things. The things we meet, we need to I mean, experience, yeah. I think to understand certain things on a deeper level. We can't like shy away from our growth or evolution, and we do it most intensely and efficiently, I think, in this 3D dualistic place, which isn't all the time fun, but it gets more fun. It gets more fun, and also just by knowing that obviously there is a reason that you are here, even if you don't see it, there is a reason. I mean, you have if you call it mission then, or calling, or destiny to unfold the purpose of you being here. And I think you need to find it inside rather than thinking someone would like tell it to you. But at the same time, yeah, I think it's very good to find other support to like find a way to feel better. I mean, it's not that as well as if someone broke a leg or whatever. I mean, to just lay there and hope it heal by itself, it's maybe not the best choice. Maybe we need to then actually seek out what's out there, and since those, I mean, the heaven, whatever we call that, I mean, whatever we mean with that, those, so to speak, I do quote unquote now, as I see it, they are still a lot around us and communicate and so on. So you can ask them to show you those who could help you the best and so on, and they will anyways. But I mean, yeah. Okay, they have already talked about that. They thought, yeah, they thought like you could try, but we are sending you, and that's the thing. I mean, this sounds so harsh, but that's the way I view it. I mean, it's not like we probably choose it then. I mean, if you don't go overboard, I could go all the way to uh, what I talked about some other day with someone, but I won't. I will just stay a little bit more understandable, maybe. But I mean, what I mean is that, anyways, you would have to start over then, probably, I would think. Get born again, be a little and totally dependent, and all that. Maybe if you believe in those kinds of things, at least. And I mean, it's tougher, I guess. But then again, I'm not blaming anyone like that either. Whomever feel whatever. I mean, I don't think there is any blame in this whole thing. I think that's something we project onto ourselves and others. This is just to learn. I mean, to expand and figure out things. We want that. We want also the contrast. We seek, at least I for sure do consciously. I like to go just outside the border of things. Like, can you stretch it more? And then I will have to check what's there. And I think that's all our natures. Yeah. But you stretched it quite far. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Well, can't you feel like that is with you still then and will guide you? I mean, even this, if you have read like Eckhart Tolle or however you say them, and or others, I don't know. I mean, the time. I mean, okay, this is just words, but still, the time of feeling bad. It is sometimes. I mean, we can't go out. As I see it, we can't go outside of our life purpose. We are in it, no matter what we do or not do. Sometimes it's more painful when we choose certain things, but I mean, and we are not to blame for that, because if we knew, we wouldn't. And but also that part of the path is essential or needed in a sense for what comes, because otherwise we wouldn't understand others. I mean, as I said, I've felt bad a lot, and that makes me understand what that can be like. It's not the same for each and every one, but I think it gives them some sort of understanding, yeah, that I wouldn't have had unless, if I was just like feeling bad or feeling like, I mean, many people that I talk to, this sounds now a little bit overboard, I guess, for many, if some people listen after 2 hours soon or something. But to me, I mean, this is the last fear that I had that I don't have as much anymore, is the fear of intimacy. That was like, because then people could harm me. Otherwise, I pushed them away with all kinds of addictions and whatever. But also, I had this uh, feeling of wanting to end my life. Yeah, like, and since I read in my diary since I was like 11, 12, which I was surprised to read. I don't remember it, and I never told anyone until I was like, I wonder when the first times I told someone about that. Maybe I was right, like around 25 or something, I think. Anyways, so it was like oftentimes there, and back and forth a bit though. But what was I going to say now? Yeah, when I speak to people when they talk about their feeling, but I'm not. I'm not saying that that is to dismiss or anything. But to me, it's surprising. And many people I meet have never thought that, or they have never considered that. And to me, that's so surprising, since that have been almost not my whole life, but it have been very, very large part of it. Um, as I said, back and forth though, but yeah. But it can turn around. Now I don't feel it, and I don't think I would ever. Not in that sense, at least. I mean, like in, yeah. I don't think I ever would in any sense, but I mean, there are those who, like, if they know, let's say, I'm not, oh God, what discussion. This is way too deep. I have to put a warning to this video or something, or audio. Let's see. Yeah. And I mean, there are those who have serious diseases where they know that the last time would just be pain. I mean, pain that can be elevated, I guess, or relieved with certain medicines and so on, pretty much, I guess, most time. But at the same time, there are those who, I think, at least, I don't know for sure, I've never talked to anyone actually that, but I mean that it could be like a rational decision compared to where you are at in comparison to whatever. But I would never. I mean, yeah. But I mean, I think there are those, but that's different though. Yeah, yeah. So, but obviously, and that's super clear in your case. It's super clear in your case that you are not just randomly here. You're supposed to. Yeah, you know. But as this last card here said, yeah, there is too much information, and you need to um, decide what kind of information. At least minimize it, not like totally. If you're used to overload, that could be a shock. But I mean to limit it more so, and then gradually you will hear your inner self or your spirit then, or soul, talk louder, so you hear that. And I mean to not hear in like maybe, but I mean like feel that or know where you want to go and what you want to do and so on. There is also a saying when it comes to Shiva and Shakti. I don't know if you know about myths and so on. I love that. I wanted to be like such what are they called now? I wanted to go to India, live on graveyard. Have to be extreme. I wanted to like those tantras, not this whole sexual tantra necessarily. It was more like seeing the divine, the divinity in everything that is. I wanted that extreme experience. I was like longing for. Yeah. Anyways, I always wanted to go not too far. It doesn't have to be. There are those who do, but I mean, in my case, I'm glad I didn't though. But so it could have been less painful to go that path actually. But what I was going to say is that if I recall right now, Shiva is like the consciousness in that mythology, let's say, and Shakti, that's like the male god, and Shakti is the energy form of. I mean, Shiva and Shakti is the same, but he's the consciousness, and she is the energy form, and so yeah, and thanks for the heart, and in that tradition, then there are five, I guess. I don't remember those about Shiva. It's like sometimes he's hidden and sometimes he's shown and sometimes those kinds of things. But anyways, I don't recall them. I will talk about that another time when I remember what it was. But when it comes to her, if I recall her, the five Shaktis that are like showing the creative process or creation itself, almost like a creation myth, is at first it's stillness, which I mean, that gives bliss. First, like, and I, when I was, I don't know, that say that everything is when I was 25 because I don't know those years exactly when something happened. But around that time, I was in Zen Center in Stockholm and learned to sit in Zazen. And I did that every day, a couple of times for at least like half a year. I don't know, maybe longer. But really craved this. It was actually later than 25, but um, I have been into witchcraft and that, and it was so creative, it was so active, and I needed so much peace. And as I heard from the card here, you have also you're so there is such an overload in you with information. Not that I was, but I just couldn't cope with anything creative. I just wanted to be, you know. So beingness is the first, like I said, stillness, but actually to be and to understand that you are. And with that comes bliss, which is the second of the Shaktis. And to sit there until this bliss arises in you, it doesn't demand anything from you. It's there. It's part of your, I mean, when the energy rises in you, your Shakti, then you feel that bliss by just being, just sitting there. Or you don't have to do like Sazen, but just to be. Anyways, that really was stabilizing also, by the way, for me. I needed that for that time. And then if I remember right, it's yeah, then it's wanting. After that comes wanting. After you have like became aware of yourself as just being, just to be, and felt this bliss, then is when you know what you want. Yeah, that's so beautiful. I love this. Then you know what you want. So you first, I mean, not everyone have to go this path, but that is how they describe creation. And then the fourth, these are 5 powers of Shakti, let's say. And the fourth is knowing. First, you know what you want. I mean, not first, but third then. And the fourth, then you start to know how to know how to get what you want. That is like the fourth. And the fifth is, you could say enlightenment, but the fifth is that you can get what you want, and or action actually. So it's on different levels. But as I said about this alchemy therapy, I now also know that the bad things I meet, they are for me. I gain in power, let's say. Power is nothing bad. I I mean, it's for me to grow, to evolve. Even when we pass, I'm not suggesting that. But even when that happens, that's because we have outgrown this experience and we need to have another one. But we don't know all, so spirits know better when that's time. Let's say. But anyway, so it's like first to be, and not to be in unconsciousness like you said, you just sleep, but maybe you need that for this time being. But or subconscious most of the time, like, or like just survive, let's say, through the moment. That's that can be what you need right now, in a sense. Because also when it comes to the addictions I've had, mainly sugars, but also others, I I now see that although I still have it, though, but not to that degree as it was when I was at my worst. But I I realized, and that is the thing. Still, I kind of am back and forth now and then. I know it's so easy for me to let go now. It's so easy, but then the change would be so huge. Although it's just a tiny step, and I feel so much better without it in all kinds of ways. There is no negative being without it. Uh, Still, I at least I can see in the past, in my story, it's not everyone's truth, but for me that was absolutely needed for me to cope, to get myself forward. I would not have survived. I would not have been able to deal with the things I had to deal with. It came gradually because I made myself sort of numb during the process, and that was what I needed, although that also was a painful path. But still, um and that is, yeah, as I also do now, I'm getting educated in yoga. You know, there is this trouble doing certain things in yoga if you cling onto those kinds of things. You just can't do it. Not as becoming a teacher in that. That's not no, not possible. I mean, so yeah. Oh, so sweet. Thanks. Yeah. So anyways, those were the chakra. To be, and then comes bliss, and it's like just these are just natural things. Everyone can be. It just be. And then I mean, if it's possible, then you can also get support. But I mean, it's the best if we can just not add things to numb ourselves. Also, if we feel that we can cope with that, and also then, oh, I should say them quickly. To be, bliss, to will, and to know, and to do. That's like the 5 Shaktis of creation. Or to I can. They use the same like in I. You know this meditation I am, or you just breathe and think I am. So they actually are described that way. I think it's better. It's like I am bliss, I want, I know, and I can. That's like exactly how they are described. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. And you have a huge and important mission, as I call it, though. I don't know what that exactly means, but I mean, your purpose here and your story. I mean, it can be sometimes. I've tried to several times write a book, and it dragged me down. I mean, I can't usually do that because it pulls me back into a mind, not mindset, but like emotions or stuff that I really can't deal with. So, so I can't write it, or I haven't been able to so far anyway. But you know, we can, but I have started to totally see that my story is part of who I am, and I love who I am now, and I love who I'm becoming. I mean, I'm constantly, hopefully, evolving or developing myself, and and without the things that was in the past, I wouldn't have been where I am now. So I cannot not. I mean, I'm not saying everyone else or anyone else should think like this, but to me, it's easy to see that in my whole story now. I don't blame anyone. Use anyone. I was going to say. Usually, that is. I have my moments, but very, very seldom now. Almost never. But and I quickly snap myself out of it because why? Because one thing I've learned is that I give power away. Actually, that is I didn't learn it when I was initiated into Reiki or into Reiki Master. Not that I recall, but afterwards I've learned that also in that tradition that people can trigger your anger or also trolls and whatever. They can be there with their little I don't know, trying to trigger something because it gives them power. That's kind of obvious when you wonder why do people do this even in real life, so to speak. I mean, uh people just for no reason at all, and that's because they actually feel very powerless in a sense, or like as if they lack power compared to others, probably. Yeah, I start to understand this right now. I always wondered, why do people do that? But anyways, just the fact that I know that I give away, energy moves, and I know that obviously, and the moments I feel like that towards someone, I flow my energy and my power towards them. No, I don't want to do it, especially when I'm mad at them. I really don't want to. Oh, thank you so much. You are. I'm just a reflection. I'm just a reflection. I'm just the one telling you who you are. I mean, showing. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, and for the hearts and flowers and butterfly and all. I'm so grateful too that you want to hear. I mean, this is what I feel also is my purpose, to mirror that, to show that in you are it. When they talk about also about shadow work and stuff, it's not like, because there are also stuff we don't want to look at, that like are things we need to maybe change or work through or whatever, but that we see as sort of negative, or as they talk in the Munaki tradition, as heavy. And so, but it's also the bright things, the light things. So what you see in me, that's what you have. it's always that way whenever we've seen anyone. But and I also wonder why I, when I was younger, also one of the guys that have the hardest time, have had at least the hardest time to sometimes still, I can get some mad, but not often. But anyways, one thing that he had this explosive anger, and I didn't at the time. I didn't know it at least, and I mean, really explosive. I mean, there were walls, there were holes in and stuff, or at least doors, like with from his fists and stuff, and myself. But anyway, so you know, I afterwards I see that clearly. Oh my gosh, I had that rage inside of me. He just expressed it, and I had no clue that this is also. I'm absolutely not excusing anyone's explosive outbursts or whatever, but I had no clue that I myself uh, had that rage. I mean, that came late. My understanding of that came way later. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's a really good thing for you when you see you can start maybe there, or I mean, do whatever you feel for, like you follow yourself, but you have the answers. And that is also one thing I've learned gradually, and I must learn also to treat others that way. But it's that, I mean, you always know best. You cannot disconnect from your own soul spirit totally. You do know. So when you ask others for advice and so on, you still decide or discern at least sometime, because sometimes we don't want, because we don't want to be responsible for whatever we choose. But I mean, because we blame ourselves, and we don't have to blame ourselves. But what I was going to say is that what was it now? I talked too quickly, so I just, yeah. What was I? Where the coffee is like kicking in, but it moves faster than I can catch it. No, but it was something that I forgot it. I think went too quickly away. Yeah, it was about this shadow work. But anyways, yeah, that others, yeah, it was this that also in this solution focused brief therapy that I went through for many years, and one that I worked with the most said that this, you can work with it, but you can't use this name for it, because you have to have like a formal education in it then. But I know how to work it, so it's like driving a car. I know how to drive. No, but anyways, so what was it? Oh, no, I forget it again. No, um, but it was like this was like with this whole shadow, yeah, that I listened too much still, although they tried to follow me, and I was irritated at them for following me, actually, because I thought this goes in all directions. Can you keep a straight line? Tell me, I wouldn't have listened. But anyways, so I still, every time, even if I just is tweak the right word, tweaked it a little bit into what anyone else said, it was this, not glitch, but it was this wrong path. It's never totally correct if you listen to someone else. It's only you who fully totally know what's good for you. So therefore you have to listen to yourself mostly. And I mean, we learn from others, and we need to be open to that. But what I was going to say beforehand is that it's really good maybe for you, it could be, but you should listen to you, to see that what you see you like in what others have or so on, because that is you. That the universe is reflecting back to you all the time. Look how beautiful you are, like, that's, yeah. So look for those things, but there can be many tools, and that's sometimes also something, you know I like the medicine wheel because it includes so many of the things. I mean, it's like wholeness. I mean, all the things that I read and all that is also wholeness, but um, what it is like a map, so you can go through a process, and there. I mean, it's not like I think of it as if when you, for example, eat a meal, you don't get like full with the first um, chew. Do you say that? Yeah, that's not what makes you full. It's after more choose. However you choose, you could say, like in choosing, like, but um, so or different things on the plate, so you can't say like it was this thing or it was that thing or it was this experience or it was that or not this. I mean, everything, we wouldn't know. All things have their importance, but when we feel something is not right for us, or we feel that something else suit us better, I know now that if I would have listened to myself far back and not to those who, even however well they meant, I knew so very clearly myself. And if I would have listened to me, then that path would have been so much quicker or more straight. Like, now it went to some curves and stuff because I kind of thought that they must, although I have always been one to listen quite much to myself, I still listened way too little to myself. We need to do that fully without being like narrow minded to others, or yeah. I live in Skellefteå in north of Sweden. Where do you live? Yeah, and I think we actually need that. I mean, when, especially as you describe your situation, um, I mean, that's what I talk about. The first thing to do if we feel that we are in this ditch or this hole is to stop digging. We need to look up. We can't keep digging ourselves deep down. We need to feel better first to be able to deal with whatever, at least a little bit easier. Like in Utah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, you do. Right. Utah. I've heard a lot about Utah. Do you know about teal then? And I've also seen a lot of both documentaries, listened to a lot of things. I mean, Utah is a special place on earth with a lot of things going on there. Yeah. That are quite, I mean, I'm not saying only there, but they are very, very obvious, the differences and so on in worldview and whatnot, related to certain places, at least, or at least it's more, it have been more exposed, I guess, also. Oh yeah, I could absolutely imagine that. Yes. Yeah, so good to speak to you. I must mention to her who get this first the year layout that it's not like this long. Otherwise she might not start listening. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but I hope the universe through me gave you something nourishing, something that could be of help. As I said also in yoga, I totally love that expression, if you call it God, whatever. But also this, as I said about Shakti and Shiva, but the unlimited creative consciousness. To me, that's so beautiful. And that's to me what it is. And that can, I mean, through everything, the universe communicates with us. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. To me, I also love it. And therefore, I needed to start to educate myself as a teacher to get the discipline, actually, because I always loved it, but I was too, as I said, scattered, maybe a word, but too enthusiastic in all directions is a more like a uplifting way of saying it. But, yeah. And to me, yoga is like, at least Kundalini yoga, as I've done also lots of things about that, but and it's called the energy yoga, but all kinds of yoga, I guess, depends. I mean, some are more so workouts, but that's good too. But I like the spiritual aspect, much of it also. But I feel like it's inner massage, and I love massage. And it's like when you do it, actually, when you do only the sun salutation, there were one thing I thought about today. Uh, no, I haven't, but I'm kind of curious, a little bit. I wouldn't say scared, but I mean, it must not be. I mean, it's maybe super good for those with like high blood pressure. I don't have that anymore though, because I did those breathing techniques with yoga. But previously, when I was curious on that, I thought, like maybe it could be dangerous. I mean, no, not dangerous. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's super good. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like it's like inner massage, and the sun salutation, this quite simple one, uh, is like a warm up more so maybe for most, but it actually opens up or cleanses or stimulates all the meridians in the body. That's marvelous. I mean, I mean, it's created in such a way that all these meridians that that make this energy flow. Yeah, so it probably would be perfect for you. But one thing I wonder today that I've never need to ask the one who teaches me, because I do the sun salutation and then I do the moon salutation. I wondered if there is a earth salutation. I've never heard about that though. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, it's easier to go. I mean, sometimes it's not easier, but I mean to go somewhere to class. First years when I did yoga, I did go to class, and that was, I mean, that's how I got into some sort of routine. But then by myself, I kind of got out of it. Although I was longing for it all the time. I not very recently, but yeah, quite recently started over, and now I dive deeper into many aspects of it, which I absolutely love. There is so much good in it, and especially since I'm an Ayurveda therapist, educated in that, and there, and the, yoga is part of Ayurveda. But I mean, we we didn't go deep into yoga. It's certain practices in yoga also. We were taught about those, but yeah, if there isn't anyone, I need to ask for that, because I really feel like what the sun and the moon, but what about the earth? I love our Mother Earth. We need have an earth, and that maybe is what we do when we do like we're just laying down the being. There is oftentimes at the end we do this. Is it like savasana? I don't know if it's called that, but the corpse pose, where you just lay on your back totally still. And that must be grounding, though. Yeah. Mhm. But otherwise, there must be other earth. I mean, everything, I guess, also many aspects are into that. But if you sit down, that must also be very grounding. Yeah, I can figure out certain things, but I should check it actually, because I got so curious now. I love the sun and moon salutations though also. But yeah, Gaia or Pachamama, as they say in Munaki. Same being, same consciousness. She's conscious. Yeah, we can communicate with her much more so than we think. It's my experience, anyways. Yeah. Well, I should probably go now, but as I said, I'm glad chatting with you, and I really hope it gave you something for the new year, some good spark. Even those, if we can add to just some minor without any pressure or stress about it, that's really good. And that's another thing. I've been so, even since I was came to this earth, I've always had so much fun by myself. I mean, now I speak to you at least, but I was since always. I have never been bored, especially if I'm alone. But I mean, I've always been had so I felt so like happy in myself. Or yeah, it didn't sound like it when I mentioned these other things, but actually that have often been when I've been exposed to other people rather than by myself. But yeah, I've always loved to um, Why did I say that even? I don't know. Just, yeah. And Happy New Year to you too. Oh, you get so tired. Go and sleep. Maybe it's a lot of info. This too. It is. So you should not take in too much information. Go and rest and have yeah, whatever you have. You are meaningful and you are supposed to be here for all good things for yourself, not the least. For the good experience of being here, and it's on its way. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Yeah. No, that's a good thing. Yeah. I understand. I understand what you say. And there's also another one that I love. Oh, I can't stop now. I will just say another thing. Thich Nhat Hanh. Well, I was really mad at this one that I called my best friend, if I would say. I was so mad at him because he was late. He is always late. And he was late again. We were going to meet in Haga in Gothenburg, and he was late. And I was really, really irritated. I used to be quite irritated, but that time I was extremely irritated at him. And then I went into those old bookstore. I mean, with what are they called, where they have books that have been used before. And so, anyways, I went in there just doing nothing until I would see him catching up. It was like before, you had mobile phones and such. And anyways, oh, I was so angry all the time. And there in this store, I found a book by Thich Nhat Hanh. I think it's called The Buddhist Way to Love and Freedom, maybe, or something like that. He have very like simple, thin books, but this one was a little bit thicker and more so into the Buddhist teachings and subconscious whatnot. Um, why am I even saying this then? Yeah, because um, he talks about this whole thing of, I mean if someone would have said it to me I wouldn't have listened, but reading it was a different thing. And he also is such a, or was, he actually passed, but he is so sweet. He was the one person I would mostly wanted to meet on this earth before then, but now he's everywhere. Anyway, so he had this monastery in France, Plum Village, or they are still there, but he passed. Anyway, so oh gosh, do I even come to the point? Oh, okay. Yeah. Then he talks about this whole thing when you have pain in, let's say, your foot or wherever it could be, you can concentrate on the miracle of being able to see, hear. I mean, it sounds not, I mean, I understand how it sounds when I say it, but actually, when I read this, also these things gave me so much, and I was so happy afterwards. I mean, he have given me things all of the way. There is this story of this brutal person killing everyone. What was his name now? Mm, Forgotten it now. But that also helped me. There are so many things that I have picked up along the way. Also, I worked with Kuan Yin in the witchy path somewhat. Anyway, so therefore also I like I touched onto these more Buddhist things. But anyway, so it was one of the best things I've ever found. So I should actually have been happy that he was late. If he had come in time and everything, then I wouldn't have found that book and wouldn't have found all that nourishment that I found through Thich Nhat Hanh. And yeah, so in the now there is a lot of miracles actually, but I'm not saying you should think so. But there are as many as I mean it's always just in now, but yeah. Yeah, I guess you can say that. But one shouldn't say that probably to others than oneself. I think it's very important to, I mean, I can talk about my perspective and my stories, but if I say to someone else like that, that would be not so sweet. I mean, someone else that is in pain, for example, how you feel now. Yeah. but truth isn't always like. I guess that is also a Tibetan Buddhist thing. They have this whole balance between wisdom and compassion. They talk about, or they combine those. Those are like the polarity, I guess you could say. The wisdom is the I guess the wisdom is the more the bell, the uh, the female thing, I think, and the vira or the lightning bolt there, that's more the compassion. What did I say now? Yeah, right. Wisdom and compassion. And so I think it can be, I mean, I wouldn't say harmful. I think sometimes we really need to clearly see the truth, but I also think it's very important not to, because we don't actually experience someone else's experience. So I can talk about how that is for me. I can talk about that and how I see life, but that doesn't mean that what I see is anyone else's truth. I mean, I'm part of this expanding. I am this expanding universe, but I keep expanding. So there must be things I haven't yet discovered, And that's also a thing. Oh God, I keep going, but it's interesting how this have been the case ever since I started, especially on the spiritual path. Every time I discover something, whatever it is, I get like disturbed by those who have not discovered it. And the thing is that I just discovered it like a second ago, and I still really wonder why don't they realize this? Like, why? And recently, just like a week ago or just recently, I myself didn't understand. So that's really interesting how I still have that mindset sometimes, which is interesting. But I also have started to realize that they obviously reflect me. So if there are a bunch of unconscious beings around me, if I feel like that, well, what kind of mirror is that then? you know, then it says something, and maybe I need to become more aware of something then, right? Not them, obviously. But yeah, so, but I think that is very important, because I think, as I mentioned about Teal also, she have this video. I mean, there is a lot of criticism around her, and maybe I don't know about that, but I know things I like with her though. Um, and she have this "fuck the law of attraction" video. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, and sometimes, especially spiritual, let's say communities, or I cringe immediately when someone starts to speak in this soft kind of voice and being all like this. I mean, it's sweet, it's super sweet, and maybe I should actually do that sometime. Maybe I should do that next video. I can't do it for long because I would get irritated immediately. But it feels to me like it doesn't have to be false. People can be just different, but to me it sounds like you are almost like trying to portray yourself as being very knowledgeable, very spiritual, I don't know, it's something about that you hear. What about that? What does that reflect? But it can be a problem, I think, that if you think you have it all, you see it all and all that, even if you ask others questions and pretend humble, I think I think that really can be very, very judgmental sometimes, and you can use the law of attraction to really accuse others and I mean, obviously, everything we experience still benefits us. We can become stronger from it. It's not that we are in other people's hands in a sense, but at the same time, I think we should be more responsible than that, unless someone asked for it. I've been in those situations where people get really, really mad at me after they asked me. Not that they ask a question, but if they say, yes, I want instructions from you what to do. And that's why I almost never do, because I know I'm myself is the same. I could not take that easily. But if I ask for it, if I trust someone, if I give someone that mandate to actually guide me, if I see that, okay, this is correct, I see, even if I shouldn't stop questioning things, but if I at least I'm open minded and willing to try and to see if it works for me or whatever, you know. But usually people get very pissed then or feel attacked or like as if you kind of were, yeah, shitty or, yeah, what is the word? Well, you were like, mm, I don't know, attacking towards them or something. But the aim, even though the aim just was to confront the ego, to make this blindfold go away, so that we could like start growing. When it's a tough thing sometimes, and sometimes we're not there, and that's nothing to do about it. But yeah, usually I don't go that path because you get a lot of anger from others. Yeah, but that's fine too. Yeah, I mean, yeah, everything. I mean, then you can stop that then if it doesn't work. But it's interesting when they ask for it themselves. You know, yeah, it's like me. I have this wonderful personal trainer, absolutely lovely, fits me perfect. I've asked a few others that are also really super good. He's the best though. I mean really, he's the best. But because he's just both soft and logical and not pressuring, and I mean everything I need at the same time as I don't listen still. And well, the results are just not there yet. Then let's say I'm building strength, but it's good that he doesn't push it or blame or stuff like that. But yeah, still, yeah, it's that. If someone wants results, then yeah, depends. Okay, maybe I should. Anna, what is the time? It's just this time. I have to be up for a little bit longer. What is the time over there? Here it's just 9:30. And yesterday I was up to 3:30 something, maybe 4 even. So, oh, yeah. And also maybe it's helpful. I don't know for in your case, but yeah, no, 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 no. Don't go there then. Then I go there. I mean, I start to think about Ayurveda and all these, how from 10 to 2 is the time of the sun. However, it's the balance with the whole of the nature and universe and whatnot. But oh my, what was the card saying? Too much information here. You don't need that right now. And if you do, you can find it easily anywhere. Or if you want someday, you can ask me also. But there are so many things that actually can very easily support us so we feel better. Yeah. And that's the problem for the two of us, that there is just not one thing. There are so many things. Even when it came to eating, what was this the other day? I had this dream about all kinds of things. And one of the dreams were strange names that I don't know. But for a reason, I happened to then Google, what's her name now? I will see if I find that. Um, Sorry, this is for someone else maybe that comes into here. It's not information for you. But I got so curious on this now. I will see. Maybe it was on some other channel. So I maybe don't find it. What is her? Jovovich. Is that a name for a woman who does films or whatever? I think it was a live thing with her. Since here it is, yeah. Here her in this book. I will. It was on this channel. Okay, I will just put a link to this. I don't know if this is good even, but I got so curious, and I get curious and inspired by all kinds of things that may just make me. But it's not because you're horrible. I was really lonely is the thing, and I do good being alone, but I'm lonely. It's horrible. Well, what to say about that then? I think it's because if I could just say what I think, but I don't think I'm right. I'm just thinking. Uh, it is because you point this arrow at yourself. They reflect how you view yourself. That's it, it's they don't reflect the truth or something. They don't reflect that you are horrible. That's why you meet horrible people. It's they show from an outer view how you see yourself or treat yourself. Here is the summary of this. I mean, I was oh, this is the problem when it's not for you because you have enough, so to speak. You do love yourself. You do really. Hmm. Oh well, that can be. Who do you love with all your heart? And what do you mean with I'm a very good person? I'm sorry, you are tired already. But anyways, these links here was for uh, a genius food or something. Now I'm so curious at that. Constantly find new things, and then I have to choose this or that, this or that. Well, I already have enough information to make good choices, but then I keep making s- choices when it comes to, for example, eating that I know is not the best, because I still haven't figured what the perfect solution here. I have to move a little bit. So I would like to understand that, but I don't ask as a kind of therapist or know-it-all person. I'm just curious. But what do you mean with these? Take an example of what does that mean? Because I feel, as I said, with the cards here with the one of swords, but I'm not saying I have the answers for you. You know what you know. But as a reflection, is that I think that you mean, maybe I'm wrong, that you love others with all your heart. When you write like I love with all my heart. Yeah, you see, you mentioned others. Don't. Don't do that. That's the first thing I would suggest. Maybe that's not being a good person. Maybe you got it backwards. This is the thing many people, but mainly, I mean, most more so women stumble upon that. That's being a good person. I think you are. I mean, I'm not saying you are not. I'm just saying that I don't think, as Buddha says as well, for your compassion to be complete, it needs to include yourself. And I think it does so very little. I think when you talk about being good and loving with all your heart, you don't talk about being good towards yourself and loving yourself with all your heart, because that is what I do more and more and more so. I can really, as I did this little singing song. Shall I right? Shall I link that to you also? Oh gosh, I will do it. I mean, I fell in love with the song, and this one. I mean, this is such a song. I mean, it's way better when I don't sing it, and I also was super tired, and I don't even know why I put it here, but I guess it's because no one would have the energy to listen all this way. Let's see where it can be. I mean, I have to put the whole real song there also, because this, yeah. I mean, this is how in love with myself, so to speak, I am. I mean, I don't think this is good. I'm not saying. I mean, I just sing out in the air, and just for the fun of it, and just enjoying. As I can dance with myself, I dance whatever I do. If I make the dishes, if I sing and dance almost all the time. I mean, not like in a frenzy because I'm too lazy for that, but I mean, I feel, as I said, I feel happy. I feel blissful most of the time, and I also, I mean, I can do things for myself. I don't. I got actually a card. This was not for me, obviously, for someone else. But they said like you don't have to feel guilty or something like that. And I started to giggle. The other person with me also started a little bit because I don't. I really have no reason to, and that's not part of my way of thinking. Wow. This one is the like the actual song that is way. I mean, the other one is not better, but it shows my enthusiasm though. I mean, how much I love. I mean, you know how kids can be. They love their own voice. They love like whatever. I mean, yeah, I totally. I mean, there are things I absolutely want to change, or let's say better. Or I mean, improve is a good maybe word, but it's not because I don't accept or love what I am right now. It's just that I see that okay, I have things to work on. Yeah, yeah. Oh, what kind of music do you like then? But I actually think that this is a lot of things that you have backwards there, and I wish that when it comes to that therapy and so on, maybe I wouldn't have been um, open for it then. But for me, it was not a good thing. I see that very clearly. It was not a good thing to try to understand and see how others meant well or whatnot. Usually, they actually did not compared to reality or compared to what I saw. I mean, it weakened me. It became a blind. I mean, it became like pulling down the blindfolds. It's like, okay, well, as I already did, try to be tolerant and understanding, and whatever with everyone, and that actually totally screwed me. I could say. I mean, it made me blind to how they actually were. Use pop rap. Send some little song if you want here, if you find a link. But anyway, so you know, also when I was to treatment center for these food things and had this Birgitta was her name, therapist there. She owned the place actually. Anyways, she. I was so determined at the time that people always meant well. And she said, "Well, it doesn't matter if you think." And that was a good thing, actually, that she said. But I thought she was like not sane. But she said, "Well, it doesn't matter if you think that everyone mean well or is like mistaken or so on. They still don't." And I just couldn't grasp that because, and that was what I talked about before. That was my blindness even before then, because you know I wasn't able to understand or to even get that people had mean intent or very very selfish intent and didn't care at all about me. I mean, that was something I couldn't digest, I guess, because it would have, I don't know, or maybe I don't know why, but um okay, yeah. So, anyways, I think you have it backwards. I don't think, first of all, you don't need to be a good person. You just need to be. That's the first of the Shaktis. Erase all the extras that is put upon you, that you kind of have to live up to this little role. That is the ego, this little role, this little confined, limited part of ourselves. And when we are in this uh, story of who we are and think that's it, then we are very like compressed, is that the word? But then it's like almost like, I don't know if that is what you describe. I shouldn't put words in your mouth, but I can think that that would feel like being very very isolated and lonely and so on. So you don't need to, like, you don't need to be that to be worthy. You just need to be. You don't have to prove to anyone that you are still amazing, in all ways, even the flaws and even the whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to find this other one. Yeah. Cool. Do so. Yeah. But anyways, and I think anger, I mean, when it comes to depression and anger, doesn't that go like hand in hand a little bit? Like as if we don't express or allow at least our anger to someone, we don't have to like go and do something against someone, but at least get it out of our system, maybe being physical or something. I freeze myself and get still. But anyways, I mean, if we don't let that, if we think that that means that we are not a good person, then I guess that can lean over towards depression then. Or what do you think? So I think that is one of the most important things, to not give a shit. And that's where where I get in conflict with people. Oh, some people say, oh, sorry, yeah, sounds, yeah, some people say that you to me, some people, that's my mom that I call some people. She says, you are brutally, ruthlessly honest, or something like that. If I translate from Swedish, and that's, I mean, yeah, that's true though. I can't deny it. But I try never to be inconsiderate, and I never do it out of spite. I meet that also oftentimes when I do something or I say some truth to someone as kind of a mirror, which they may not have asked for, because I try not to do it when people don't ask for it. But in those environments when we work with those things, let's say, and I can get back, even if it's in card readings, and I do something and see what the card says and mirror that, and then someone can say, and that happens now and then, but are you any better, and don't you have those kinds of things, or aren't you that, as if I said I wasn't, as if it came from a place of like throwing shade at them. My aim is always to be of help, or to lift others. That's like, even when it comes with very clear words, let's say. I don't see those links. You have to write. I think it erases them without my. I mean, I think it gets erased from YouTube or something. Maybe it comes up later. It did sometime when I did this. It was like delayed some day or something. Yeah, but you can write what they are called if you want to. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, no, it didn't work, the link, no. Yeah. But anyways. So it's interesting. But that also probably is a reflection. I mean, I'm yeah, but I can see that sometimes that in others that it comes from a place of like sticking it to me, like trying to level the scores or something, and I feel like, wow, what's that? But then I know that it was too much for them at the moment. Then who do you blame? Interesting. I will listen later. By St. John, or what do you say? Do you remember Jared James? All right, I will check them later. Well, I probably should go. You were tired some time ago. That just kept on, keep on keeping on, or whatever. Hmm. And Goddess. Oh, that must be something, right? Yeah. By Sana. I've never heard any of these. Interesting. Yeah. But I will. But yeah, maybe we should relax a little bit then. But yeah, I think that's very needed because there are so many people who get like depressed by living up to this idea of being a good person and caring for others, which not it isn't a bad thing, but you need to put yourself first. You are here to be you, in the sense of, I mean, listening to yourself, taking care of what you need, those kinds of things. Actually, we have to learn that since we have been taught backwards many. I mean, it's not to become egotistical and not caring. I mean, bulldozing over everyone else. That's not what it is. Even though that could be a good thing for you, actually, because you've been doing so much the opposite. Actually, I mean, probably one may not have too many people around if one do that, but on the other hand, if one didn't anyways, maybe it would balance things. I think it's very important to like let yourself loose to be able to be happy. We are very much restricted, and that is about control. It's not like it's a I mean, rebellion is a good thing, but I mean, it's not like those things that we have been trained into or whatever, that those are like just random. It's about control. It's about, you know, religion, society, family, whomever wants to control us for their benefit, and to agree to that, to like boost their egos in a way also. That is not the best thing. And oh, go be productive. Yeah, do so. I will just chill here for a little bit. Maybe I should pull a 3 cards or something for someone to just choose card. Oh, good. Yeah, that's what I would call productive. And also to just like yeah, realize that this was one thing, just this last thing. This was one thing I realized also with one guy there, that, or not one, it was several, but I thought I was being very loving, generous, all kinds of good things. But that part of him wasn't like developed, maybe, or it wasn't at least something conscious for him at the moment. He was very much into me, myself, and I. And I mean, the only thing I did was generate even more energy to that ego. So that ego got so huge, so it almost like um, killed me, sort of, actually. So, I mean, that's not a good thing. It's one thing if we have this exchange, or when we share where it actually is received, and not for people to like us or so on, actually, at all at the same time also, but as it's reciprocate. No, no, no. What's the word? Reciprocated. Anyways, okay, you can go. You can go whenever you like, but oh, my ex. Oh, I shouldn't do this, right? I can pull a card for your relationship. Okay, I will use the wisdom of the House of Night. I won't pull cards for exes like that because I respect his integrity. However, that's my aim, at least. A card for your relationship as it stands. Maybe it says something about that person then, if the spirits or the cards want me to show that. So it says meditation, but reversed. Interesting. It's number, if it matters, it's number 25. It's two hands touching. Well, what does it say even? Well, I will read it upright. Usually I don't read this reversed, but it still came reversed. Maybe you get your answer if you meditate. That may be the answer, but I will read what it says in the booklet. Be still, as I said, also just be. What does it say? I have so bad eyes. And listen to the sounds of the pulsing energy as the life force inherent in all things sings a gentle song to your what does it say? To your sweet ears. Oh, so beautiful. Be still and listen to the sounds of the pulsing energy as the life force inherent in all things sings a gentle song to your sweet ears. So much love in that, right? And you know what? It says some more things there, but also I have to say, I love those who speak softly when it comes to ASMR or so on. But I mean, I mean, it's pleasurable for the ears when it's not just to try to, well, I don't know. Anyway, moving on. In the darkness, inky black night, I, Nyx, that is the goddess of night, make my magic and weave it into the world. This is the time for non-action. Wow. Do nothing. You can paint or whatever your nails, I think. Anyway, and find quiet within your heart and wait. All will be revealed when the time is right. Now is the time for quiet contemplation. You won't miss anything if you stay quiet. Be still and know that I, Nyx, goddess of night, am always with you as you discover your magic in silence. Wow, this was powerful, right? I mean, it says the same thing as the cards said. You find your power in your in yourself. Yeah, wow. And you all things will be revealed to you. All the answers you seek, and like I won't add a lot of words to that. Then it was so beautifully said. Yeah, yeah. So, so I shouldn't say anything more. This could be to me also. Just shut up. Could That's what they could tell me, right? Shut it. No, that's not likely. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful, and you are so loved. Obviously, you are. And I guess maybe you felt that when you were in heaven. Wow, that's beautiful. And if that's not an angel, I don't know. But I don't mean it in this. I need to be, or I am very good like way, because that can bite you in the ass, so to speak. But I mean, you have been there and come back. That's awesome. And I guess you felt that you were very loved. Yeah, I couldn't even maybe imagine, but in a sense maybe, because I've always felt that belonging, like side by side with me, sort of. It's there. And as I also said, sometimes when it came to this, oh yeah, yeah, I know I am. And as it come to these things where I've wanted to not stay here, that have often been like that feeling of not like that it's not the place that I should be in, like sort of feeling. It's not that I felt that or I felt also that I couldn't be understood here, or certain things like that. But not that I didn't feel loved. I always knew I was loved. I just wanted back there, sort of. I never doubted that, but I knew I wasn't sure people could do it though. That, and I guess that's what you described also, that you sometimes can feel. But they can and they will, and if they just get the opportunity, you know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So well then. They didn't want to say anything about that exactly, but you will know the moment you get in silence here. You know yourself. Yeah. Oh, thank you. So maybe I should do like at the end. Sometimes I do like pull three cards. I will like three mystical moments. You don't have to stay. I hold you for too long, and you said you were tired earlier. I do this with many people because I have this. I don't know if I have all that much energy, but yeah, I'm passionate, as I said, and inspired and enthusiastic with these things. But it gets too much for others sometimes. But I will put three cards for if anyone have been hanging out so long afterwards. I mean, if they find this. Uh, Oh, good. I'm so good you are. I'm happy you are here. And they come across this afterwards. I will make this possible for them to pull a card 1, 2, or 3. First, or I mean, pick 1 or 2 or 3, and then we'll see how many cards it becomes. Here's for the 1. Oh, well, ooh, I said, but here is actually 3 of Swords, but reversed. So this is a heart I think is healing here. It's really, here is like arrows into the heart is like a rose, but there is also others. This is a man in this deck, in the mystical moments, very hurt in his heart, and this is like almost blood on his upper chest here. 3 of Swords. So we'll see if it says something. Yeah, it says reversed in this book as well. Here it means togetherness, reconciliation, trust, optimistic expectations, forgiveness. So this is very positive, but this have been super painful, hole in the chest kind of thing, feeling like they were going to die. Yeah, or did die maybe for some. Oh, you picked 2 now. Oh, you're still here. Okay, well, let's see. But that was maybe for you too. Okay, this is for number 2. Ace of Pentacles. Wow, the potential for everything good is there. You know that, right? The Pentacles include all the elements and spirits, the wholeness and the abundance. It's the seed to all abundance there is. That's the most powerful of the pentacles. I mean, of the cards in that suit. The ace holds all the power, and these sprouts are coming up. In this deck they have like grown a long way under the earth. They are just coming up above the surface. You usually don't see like as if it's so far they have grown, as you may have not seen evidence of them, let's say, but the growth have happened underneath the surface still all the time. So it just now is the right time to come up here to the light. It says the Ace of Pentacles shows a woman sitting in a lush garden in bloom. She looks at fern that has just emerged from the earth. As the plant grows, the leaves unfurl in a spiral pattern representing its potential. The woman is being asked to take care of the plant, that it's yourself, meaning, and help it develop into something valuable and sustainable. It will take time and effort, and symbolized by the challenging path that the plant has had to follow to rise up to the surface. Yeah. Yeah, but it will be worth it to cultivate this resource. It says also opportunity, manifestation, investment, growth, achievement, rewards, and gifts. Yeah, it's so powerful. It have yet not. I mean, you can't see it really already, but it's there. It's the potential for this. It's already ready. It have already started to grow. Also, it's not just the seed. It's just not visible. It's there. So for number 3, then I will have to go sometime, right? Now I've been here for 3 hours. Oh, what a good New Year's. This will be a good year, right? So let's see. For number 3, from this card, maybe. No, this deck, I mean, hopefully. I need to shuffle them quite a lot here. Wow, so there is King of Cups. So I will pick another card that was close by. Knight of Cups. Wow, this is a loving man coming towards someone. Wow. This is a mature one that she is playing it looks like a, what are they called? Well, not guitar, but some sort of sitar maybe. Yeah, but it's not that. It's like actually she's playing, or he, this Knight of Cups, is playing on a heart, like not a heart like as if you paint it, but a heart like the physical heart in the body. That's what she or he playing. She's sitting here in lotus, and this man, there is a man and woman. This Knight of Cups actually is a woman in this deck. There are, yeah, different. Anyways, Very, very beautiful. But so this is someone who comes towards number three, who chose number three with so much love. And this King of Cups have been through so much, experienced so much. It's very deep. He's not afraid of going deep. There are some sharks there, but he's not afraid at all. And he is deep emotionally. Everything here is just good. Very mature, loving, caring, artistic, probably a man as well. And there is the Seven of Pentacles, someone sitting in the top of the flourishing tree. I mean, with all fruits and just having all kinds of things that she loves for number three here. We choose all the cards, all the things that are good, right? Okay, I will just end now. My feet have fallen asleep here. Oh, but I will be up for some time. Oh, I need to call him. I forgot that. He have fallen asleep probably now. No, not yet. Okay, I will. I forgot that I should. I must call him now then. Well, take care now, and we will talk some other day. Yeah. Bye for now then. And yeah, I will check those um, that music later also. I love music too. And I love new music. You often go back to the oldest. I listen to the same. As I said, I was obsessed by this song now. And sometimes I just go back. I listen to all the old songs all the time. So it's really good to get some new music into my system as well. Yeah. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for all the love you shower me with. I appreciate it so very much. Yeah. And back to you with it all as well. I will have a good night. Yeah. Bye for now then. And take care of yourself, that is, mainly.